kind of show you what it's gonna look like. It looks so sick. Oh, golly! Welcome back to the all-wheel drive El Camino build. On this episode, we are gonna build and construct one of the hardest parts of the tube chassis frame to date. We're gonna take this 20-foot stick of chromoly and lay it out and create the backbone for our all-wheel drive tube chassis frame. If you are new to my channel, let me welcome you to the all-wheel drive 59 El Camino build. My name is Don Abenanti, and I've been vlogging the process of starting my shop and building this all-wheel drive race car from the start. Taking one of my favorite shells and using a Ford Godzilla, we are building this car from scratch. This is a project I have been dreaming about for the last 5 years, and we are finally digging in. From creating the all-wheel drive system to designing custom billet parts, this project has pushed me in so many ways. We are building this car in real time, my friends, and I hope you all enjoy the process as I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly of building the world's first full-time all-wheel drive El Camino. Let's hammer on down and get to it. Welcome to the Off the Rails YouTube channel. I'm actually at the point now in the build where I'm starting to get nervous. I'm nervous about a few things. I'm nervous that I'm building this chassis in a way that I'm gonna box myself in a corner when it comes to servicing the car later on. I'm also very nervous when it comes to how I'm designing it because I haven't designed this off screen. When I had the idea for this, I just started laying things out. And as you guys will notice, I'm laying out the tubes and I'm tacking them in case I have to change the design. I guess the fear is coming in that this chassis won't work, and I don't. I'm investing so much into this, my time and my effort. I don't want this car to just, no, this is no offense if this has happened to anybody else. I don't want this to be a SEMA car with a Bluetooth drive shaft that doesn't work. I want this car to actually be able to hammer. I want to be able to race it. I want to be able to enjoy it. I want to be able to street drive it. So this car has to be brutally strong and work. Some things that I've done for the artistic flavor that I feel are going to bite me in the butt. So I'm going to show you guys that, and we're going to change those moving forward. All right, so first off, when it comes to the rear, I do not like this at all. This was just to prop up the tubes for the video, but when it comes to the actual aft part of this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna section off this, ba-boom, ba-boom, remove these back tubes, and I'm gonna build myself a 1/8" kind of style filler bar that you see on a lot of trophy trucks in the back here, make it artistic, and it's gonna tie this all up, and we're gonna scrap all this extra footing back here and get rid of this. So tube on the next episode is gonna be removed, and we're actually gonna design a nice piece back here, and then we're gonna start tying this all in, and then those tubes up there are all gonna be removed because when it comes to actually servicing this thing, it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. Like pulling the intake, pulling the heads, there's no way. And the engine is gonna be offset. So I'm gonna do something different. And I haven't figured that one out yet, but we are gonna do a lot more tubes up here coming down. We're gonna cross it up and we're gonna tie it into this new brace back here. So that makes me feel okay. Another part that I really wasn't into was this. We are gonna triangulate this back here to the perch, and I'm actually gonna double rail this frame rail back here and go all the way forward with it. I'm gonna kind of weave the double rail. It's gonna be horizontally all the way through and around, and I'm gonna triangulate that piece, so it's gonna be like almost like I'm using a rectangle style piece for the frame. Okay, so we have a plan. I know the things that I wanna change off camera. I'm gonna start incrementally fixing the chassis as we move forward. And I wanted to say this, you guys are helping me build my dream. And I am forever in all your debt for you guys watching, liking, subscribing, and helping me build this channel. This is, I don't know if you guys know or not, but I've been dreaming about this for 5 years, and I never was in a place in life to actually do this until lately. And the fact that you guys dig it, the fact that we are building the channel, and I get to fabricate this thing and push myself, it means the world. So without you all, I wouldn't be able to do this. And on that note, this channel went from having no subscribers to almost 100,000, and me doing it all on my own, to now we actually have our first sponsors on board. And it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you all. But I wanted to make this promise to you. As we move forward, I'll give you guys everything I got. I'm still learning how to edit. And we have a long way to go with that. When it comes to building of the car, I will work until my hands bleed to finish this thing. And for the sponsors who are coming on board, I will do whatever I can to make you guys proud. I want to make all you guys proud. So yeah, and on that note, here we are. I want to show you what we got going on for our first sponsorship for the El Camino. Whoop! So I just want to make this quick, but I wanted to show you guys kind of where we're going with the progress of the El Camino and how we're going to get there and what we're going to do next. So really this all kind of happened by happenstance, and I went to SEMA and PRI and I met some of these fine individuals and we became friends. This is where the magic started, right here with Haltech. They came on board and gave me all the electronics I need to power the Godzilla and everything else that we could think of with the El Camino. We're going to do some really high-end, in-depth videos with this, kind of the catalyst of how this all started. And I want to say thank you guys. I want to say thank you to all these people as we go through. I just really want to kind of show you where the direction of the project's going. And then from there, we got to Tillet Racing. I met the brother and sister at PRI and we became friends, and I sat down. I'm like, ooh, my Tookish feels good in these. And that's kind of where it went. I kind of explained to them what I was building, and then from there, they came on board, and this changed the visual for me of the car a lot. After seeing this and how nice it was, we're gonna do some very funky stuff with the interior that I kind of changed the actual flow of it. It's definitely the nicest piece that we have visually on the car so far, and they even stitched it with a color that you might see more of in the future. This is our Pro Light column. What we're gonna be doing is not sitting in the spot that you'd think we'll be sitting. We'll be something a little weird, which we'll get to at the end of this episode. Then I made friends with the guys at Aeromotive. What we're gonna be doing with the power of Haltech and this is we're gonna be running dual fuels. We have a 5 and 10 gallon minute pump. We're gonna be doing something very funky with that. We're gonna have dual sets of injectors so we can make some big power. And we're gonna dive into that in a separate episode. And then from there, Proform came on and gave us everything that we needed for our cooling. So now that we have this and we have this, I can do my job and start building. And that's what I promised to do. I'm gonna be building, building, and building. I actually just left my job, which is a super scary thought. And yeah, I'm gonna be here every day building away. What I was doing before was taking off to sea, making money, coming back, building this thing. And yeah, now we're gonna be here until the money runs out, and I have to go back out to sea. I will, but for now we're gonna build this thing all summer. So I hope to make more content for you guys. Hope to make it fun. We'll get better at the editing. And yeah, here we go. Let's dive in. Today, let's go do some console stuff. We have to tie in our backbones together, and I have to create a skeleton here that ties to this. I want to do this without a lot of complex bends to get the strength back to this chassis. So this is what I'm thinking here. I want to create myself some sort of a platform that I can start tying tubes forward and aft. Now what my goal is, I want to go from back here, this crunch point, and I want to get to up here. This piece is going to be a sandwich. It's going to be a double rail frame. 2 obstacles. I have to be able to get around this, and the other thing is I have to be able to make sure this thing doesn't have too many bends. So our main goal for this episode is to start sketching this outline, start tying it together so I can get some reassurance that this frame's actually going to work. I think I have a plan, so I'll start making some measurements, start getting some tube lengths, start cutting, and start laying this out so I can start showing you what our plan is. There's going to be a cross member here, so as you see I already have a mark. This is going to be our first mark here for our tube. I'm going to try this tube up here into this pocket. So let's go ahead and get this length and cut our first tubes here and lay these out. Let's go to 28. All right, first one on the docket. Let's see what we got. Nice and tight. Gotta push that right in the pocket right there. Okay, it's tight. Made a little adjustment right there, but other than that, we're good. All right, number 2. All right, number 2 is dialed. Super, super tight. Nice pocket. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that one up a little bit off camera, but now we have our post here that we're gonna tie to. I'm trying now to do the hardest bar. I'm gonna have to do a bend here. I'm gonna have to drive it all the way forward, straight plane, right to this, and we'll tie it into our front nose. I'm gonna go way bigger than I have to. Let's do 68 inches. That's gonna give me a bend at almost 14 inches, and I have a lot more overhang. That way I can't mess this up, because if I cut it too short, then it's junk. So, all right, we're gonna do 68 inches, and I see that my first bend will be somewhere, yeah, let's do 14 inches. Just kind of a general it up, and let's go. So this is my first piece. I'm gonna go into it around 60 degrees. I'm gonna work into it, but what I measured off camera was around 65. So I'm gonna get myself in the area, then work into the turn, and then just slowly make it open and start closing it up. But I think we're gonna be pretty dead on for this one right here. All right, so we have our bend. Let's go see if this works. All right, so we have our notches. This one is perfectly level. That one was easier. And then this one pops in here. And then as you see, as I play with it, this one is a little long. I hope I can translate this on screen. But now that we have this one fitting, and this is good, I'm gonna go ahead and knock a couple of notches out of that one and play with it off camera to the point where we can get this, put it on, and tighten it up. Now, I've already moved into this twice, and I just keep on knocking a little bit off. Honestly, I just do this by eye. I don't really use any crazy tools. Like you can see, my cutter is not really crazy as well. I tend to like to do the tubes the old school way. It seems to feel better. So now we're gonna do that. Let's just knock a little bit off this. Let's take this niche back. I'm gonna take around 1/8 of an inch. What I do know is, every time I knock a tube down to make it fit in place, minimal is the way to go. I've done some times where I've taken 1/4 inch off, and it's disastrous when it comes to making it fit into a spot. So I'm just gonna take a little little bit off. Okay. All right, notch is tight. We have to level this off. And what I'm gonna do now is take the laser, we're gonna beam a spot where this has to be and that has to be, and we'll do our final workup, and then we'll mirror images to the other side, but that is it. That's what it's gonna look like. That looks sick. All right, let's get rocking. And we're gonna roughly guesstimate where the center line based off of this is compared to our aft tube, and that will kind of get us in the ballpark of how we're gonna shift this thing to make it level. All right, now that we have our laser line marked the center line of that tube, I'm gonna come in here, give myself a nice little mark. Now we know where home wants to be for the center of the tube that we're running here. Now before we finalize this tube, we're gonna drop it in, set it, make sure our marks are good, and hopefully this is right. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I was super lucky. All right, what we're gonna do now is I wanna take my measurements on this plot line and center every single thing with my angle meter, boom, 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 and then once we get that tuned in, make the marks, we know this piece is finalized, I can go ahead and now copy it. So we're gonna go ahead and tune this up. Oh, so close. All right, we're almost tuned in here. Let's see what we got. All right, pretty damn close. Okay, well, that's good. All right, so what I did is I shimmed this and I played with the cardboard for like an hour. And I come over here, and this. There we go. All right, let's mark that before it decides to move. Okay, so now we have our level. Okay, so now that I have all the measurements, I'm just gonna copy and paste this to the other tube. Kind of see what we got going on. It's starting to look like a little place for me to sit, have a pocket. We'll tie everything else in here. So yeah, this is gonna start coming together really quick. There we go. That makes me happy. And then one last piece on this plane to make sure that our bend goes where it has to go. We're good. We're home. So let's move this and tack it before it decides to move. Now the plan is the console rungs that run straight, I want to now triangulate to the frame, and I think I have a pretty cool spot. So I'm going to cut two 38-inch pieces and tie them down and tie them to the back of the cage, and we can start seeing the console come together. These go home. Got my center mark. Let's push these tight and let's tack it up. See what it looks like. Woo! This looks sick. All right, I'm a lot happier with this. So what I'm gonna do next is start tying tubes to all the nodes, and I'm gonna start building my secondary rail here off camera. And then this thing is just gonna be run around the transfer case and really start tying this all together and start running some smaller bars here. I'll start ripping off the back stuff like I mentioned before. But what I want to do now is show you what we're going to be doing with the seats. What we're going to do is loosely place the seats in here, see what it looks like. I put some plate down. There'll be a lot more to this as we actually figure out where these are going to go, but I want to kind of show you what it's going to look like. It looks so sick. Oh, golly! Oh, here's number 2. Don't want to scratch these. Oh my goodness. Oh, there goes the other one. No, 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 no. Oh, that looks so incredible. It's starting to look like a car. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. Oh. This is gonna be so slick. Absolutely killer. Thank you guys. Oh, yeah, and here's the thing I wanted to show you. So now the El Camino is gonna be right-hand drive, just like this. We are gonna get this over here, We're gonna figure out all our mounting spots, and then from there, we're gonna have a right-hand drive El Camino. So yeah, after all this, we are gonna now be sitting on this side, so I'm gonna make everything opposing over here. We're gonna have to make a custom rack and pinion, but that is gonna be absolutely killer. I have never driven a car on the right-hand side before, so this is gonna be all new to me. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode. I'm gonna pack up, start cleaning up, and get ready for our next endeavor, which is fixing the rear frame. Then from there, I'm gonna do the floors, and then we're gonna get the seats mounted, incrementally build up on this thing, and start finishing this chassis off the next 3 or 4 episodes. So yeah, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get to like right now. I'm gonna end this episode, post it, and get right back to work. So nice seeing you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Toodaloo. If you all like what I'm putting down, then tune in, subscribe, and like, and do all that good stuff, and let's keep this train a-rolling.